Alright everyone, my name is Mowmaster and welcome to a guide to the Experience Anvil in Pedestals. Today, I've had the last few weeks I've had so many questions about this. I thought, what better way to answer it in a video that I can link people and never have to explain it ever again. Sounds perfect. I haven't actually had a chance to get to it in our series. I've built a few more displays for our series, a guide to pedestals. I just haven't had time with all my modding to actually get to it. And I'm recording this on a day that I was out all day doing groceries and whatnot, and I'm really tired. And I need to go to bed, but this is more important for now, I guess. Anywho, basically, how this works is you need experience in your pedestal network. So you can get it from the XP grindstone, the XP magnet, which you can just sit on top and it will suck your levels. Speed and capacity on this guy make it so much faster. And we have the fluid to experience converter. This is new as of the latest version. If you don't have the latest version in your pack, just go download it if you're in single player. If you're on a server, sucks to be you. I'm sure a pack will update to it eventually. But anyway, how this guy works is a tank underneath or a fluid bucket in it, or you can transfer fluid from another fluid pedestal to it. It will convert essence or lava, and those recipes are here. This is just XP count returned, so by default, I just have it defaulted at 1 experience per bucket worth. So lava or fluid experience from Industrial Foregoing, either one will give you 1 experience point. You need 1,395 experience points to get level 30. So the experience rate by default is shite. But if your pack dev is awesome, then they'll have changed these recipes up and have maybe even more options. So, but yeah, so that's the basic conversion rate is kind of crap, but I'd prefer people use this method. But again, if your pack dev is awesome, then this might be the better option if you are kind of coming from a late game perspective instead of coming to it from an early game perspective like I usually am. Alright, so there's that. There's those 3 options to get experience into your pedestal system. Once it's in the system, you might want to tank it. I recommend a tank. You don't need it, but I recommend it. And you just got to link it up. By default, the linking tool is receiver to sender. Crouch right click, and it will either link it or unlink it. You can see what a pedestal has. You can see what a pedestal is sending to by crouch right clicking on it. If you want an in-depth explanation, go see a guide to pedestals video on it. It's on my channel somewhere. But yeah, so that is how you link, just real briefly, and then this guy is already linked, so I won't do that again. If you're using the new backwards linking tool, this guy links sender to receiver. So if you are a forward thinker, unlike myself, you can link forwards like so. And that unlinked it, that relinked it. So yeah, there you go. That is the backwards linking tool. And you just shift right click and point it at the sky, and it'll go back and forth. If you're at the ground, nothing happens. I prefer the regular linking tool, but that's just me. Alright, so from there, we're using the upgrade tool itself to actually check. But yeah, we have 100 levels here. We have a few, not very much there. What else? Right, so we get experience here. This guy is actually leveled up with capacity 5 on it, so we can get 105 levels in here. Let me grab this. You can see down here, this may vary pack to pack, but currently by default, I've had a few complaints from pack devs that this upgrade is incredibly overpowered, and it is. Any time that you can disenchant an item and get its book and then use my anvil, it's fucking broken. So to help balance it out just a little bit, I've doubled the amount of experience it takes to combine things. So the effective maximum that you can get for Fortune, I think, is level 8. And if you combine books, but if you use a certain other mod, or other bunch of mods, you can actually get up to like level 16 on the pedestal. So, kind of cool. But yeah, level 16 for fortune's pretty broken as is. So to help combat going any higher than that, I have made it a little bit more expensive, and there's this tag. So pedestals are upgrades, which means you can melt them down in gold in a furnace. They're piglin loved, which means you can give them to a piglin as a trade. And there's this pedestals enchant limits advanced blacklist. What this all entails is for pack makers to say, we don't want you to go above 105 levels on the anvil. And by default, it is turned on. So by default, you cannot go above 105. If a pack maker is awesome and disables it, I'll warn you, pack makers, there is no limit to how high of a level they can get outside of, I think, max int value of experience is like 20,000 levels. So if you want to make an expert mode pack that uses an insanely enchanted pedestal upgrade or whatever, go for it. I dare you. But if you want some balance in your pack, leave the blacklist on, and players can only get up so high, basically. Now for the fun part, for everyone else who doesn't care about pack deving, how do you get Silk Touch on a cobble gen? It's quite simple. You put the Silk Touch book in the pedestal. None of these are linked anywhere. You can see this is not floating anywhere. It's not being transferred, so nothing is linked. The only thing that's linked is that to that to that. So that's it. So book in an outside pedestal. You don't need diamonds for this, but I just have diamonds just for testing purposes. So the book will go on the item in the barrel. Nothing is there until now. There you go. Now we have Silk Touch on our cobble gen. That was pretty simple. That's the easiest way to do it. But if you're combining things, combining is fun. Capacity 5, yes. Okay, so we have capacity 5. We have 2 of them now because I'm cheaty. Book on there. Book in there. We used up 6 diamonds. I would show you that, but with that tank on there, it's really hard to show. 283 currently. But that's capacity 6. Again, we can combine this. That used up 83 to 6, so 7 diamonds. Enchant level 7, so okay, makes sense. So you're using diamonds equivalent to the output level of the combination. And well, that's 8, 9, and 10. Now, Mao, what is the experience cost for all of this? How this works, if you're combining books, you take both inputs, so capacity 10 and capacity 10. You add a level to each, so capacity 11, capacity 11. And then you times it by the rarity multiplier, which is either 2, 4, 6, or 8. That is common enchants, uncommon enchants, rare enchants, and very rare enchants. So because these are common, these are 2 multiplier, so 11 times 2 is 22, plus 22 is 44 levels to combine these two. That's the math for experience level cost. Now, why does that even matter? Well, Thorns 3. Thorns is a very rare enchantment, which means it costs 8 level multiplier. So it is 24 levels to combine just 1 book onto something. So if we want to combine 2 books onto something, actually it's more than that because it's 4. 3 plus 1 is 4, times 8 is 32, so 64 levels just for those 2 combinations. Which I did that wrong. I should have done this first. And then that. So that was like 64 levels, so this is 4, 5 times 8 is 40, so this will be 80 levels to combine this. And because that's 5, we want to go up to 6. 6 times 8 is 48. So this will be like 496 levels to combine. You can hear it. It takes a lot longer to fill this thing up every time we do it. So this will take a good amount of levels to do. Wait, what book did I put in there just now? Oh, wrong book. Okay. We out of levels? Oh, we're out of levels, that's why. But yeah, so there you go. Basically, at this point, you can no longer combine thorns because it's going to cost you more than 105 levels, which is the max capacity for your anvil. So, yep, you're limited at that. And this book, 7 times 8 is a big number. It would be 49 and 7, 50 something. 56, is that right? I can't. 7 and 8 math is weird. But yeah, so it'll cost you that many levels to put it on an unenchanted piece of gear. If you have enchants on another piece of gear, you now have to add up all those enchants times their multipliers plus this guy. And so if you have a really overpowered piece of armor and you're trying to put thorns 6 on it, not happening. Basically is how that works. Okay, last but not least, something else to mention. The anvil might have that blacklist upgrade advanced thing on it. What does that even mean? Well, cobblestone generator. If we put capacity 5 on it, capacity 5, that does 64 cobble generated per operation. Kind of cool. Okay, let's take one of our capacity 10s here. I need more levels. Still generating 64 cobble per operation. But it's capacity 10, you say? I know. You have to have an advanced book. These are only gotten from the advanced focused book, enchanted on a Pedestals enchanter, at above level 92, I think. So you got to get a lot of enchantments going to even get that going. But once you have the advanced book, if you put that on your overcapacitated cobble gen, we're now making 104 per operation instead of 64. Now, how is this even possible? Most upgrades, if they're transferring items from like a chest to the pedestal, it maxes out at 64 and will not go any higher. Speed will also max out at 64 and not go any higher on those type of upgrades, and that's because you can only transfer so fast in the game without making hacks to go faster, basically, or to exceed 64 stack size. And if you do exceed 64 stack size, your max is 128, and then you overflow the byte of the item, and it's just a mess. So basically, on an import upgrade, you can only go speed 5, capacity 5, no more. On a cobble gen, the cobble gen works once per second. So no matter what speed you have on it, what generated per operation, it don't matter. It's only once per second. That's mainly to reduce lag. But speed is a multiplier, and capacity is a multiplier. So, if you have both, normal speed might do 104, but if you put speed 20x on it, which is speed 5, 20 times 104 is like a big number. 2,000 something? Is that right? I don't know. So yeah, you can get a lot of cobblestone generated now if you have advanced and something over speed 5 or over capacity 5. The other upgrades that work like this are like anything that takes range or area can have this as well. The generators, so the RF generator, the disenchantment generator, they can both go above capacity or speed 5, I guess, on the disenchantment one, and capacity and speed on the regular one. Anything with area or range on it. The auto attacker can go above speed capacity 5. Yeah, there's a few things that have that, but what's restricted is the XP anvil, so you can't go above it on the XP anvil, unfortunately, by default, and that's just for balance. I am reworking this entire system, so just be warned. There will be rework coming. I don't know when yet because it's a lot of work. I'm reworking filters right now, so yeah. But yeah, so there's a rework coming, so this might change in the future. But until then, that's how you do combinations. So hopefully that helped. Did I forget to mention that you need diamonds for combinations? I think I alluded to it, maybe. I don't know. So it's like capacity 9. Capacity 9 costs 10 diamonds to make capacity 10. Something like that. Yeah. Alright, this has been a 15-minute video. I'm going to end it here. Sorry it took so long. I know it's not in line with my normal videos, but that's why this is not part of the series. This is part of its own thing. Yeah. Alright, I've babbled long enough. It's getting late. We'll call it a night. Have a good day. Or have a good night. Or have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.